Poor versus wealthy thinking. Poor thinking focuses on survival. Wealthy thinking focuses on freedom. And the difference between the two is not always income, it's mindset. Because two women can make the exact same amount of money and still end up with completely different lives. Why? Because one thinks only about today and the other thinks about legacy. Poor thinking says, I just need to get through this month. Wealthy thinking says, how do I create stability for years? Poor thinking reacts emotionally. Wealthy thinking builds systems. One spends to escape stress, the other invests to create peace. And this is important. Wealthy thinking is not about pretending life is perfect, it's about refusing to stay trapped in survival mode forever. Poor thinking focuses only on expenses. Wealthy thinking focuses on ownership. That means investing, saving, building multiple income streams, improving credit, and creating assets. Wealthy women understand something powerful. One paycheck is risky. That's why they build YouTube channels, digital products, memberships, investments, and automated income systems because freedom requires leverage, not just hard work. Poor thinking says there's never enough. Wealthy thinking says there are opportunities available to me. Scarcity creates fear. Abundance creates vision. And abundance is not only about money, it's about believing you deserve peace, you deserve rest, you deserve stability, and you deserve a future bigger than survival. Because wealthy women don't just chase money, they build lives that feel safe, calm, and financially secure. The truth is, wealth starts in the mind before it appears in the bank account. And the moment you stop thinking only about survival, you begin making decisions differently. You budget differently, invest differently, spend differently, and eventually you live differently. Because peaceful wealth is built through intentional thinking repeated consistently over time. Subscribe for more content on wealth psychology, passive income, soft life strategy, and financial freedom for modern women. Poor thinking asks, how much does it cost? Wealthy thinking asks, how much can this return over time? That one mindset shift changes everything because poor thinking focuses only on immediate comfort, while wealthy thinking focuses on long term freedom. And the truth is, wealthy women think differently long before they become wealthy. Poor thinking reacts emotionally, wealthy thinking moves intentionally. One spends money to impress people, the other spends money to create leverage. One focuses on appearances, the other focuses on assets. And wealthy women understand luxury without stability is pressure. That's why they prioritize ownership investments, automated income, and financial peace. Because looking rich and building wealth are not the same thing. Poor thinking says, I have to do everything myself. Wealthy thinking says, how can I build systems that help me scale? That's why wealthy women create YouTube channels, digital products, school communities, affiliate income, and automation systems. Because systems continue working even when you rest. And this is important. Wealthy women are not trying to escape work completely. They're trying to escape constant financial stress. That's the difference. Poor thinking is controlled by fear, fear of failure investing, taking risks, charging more, trying something new. But wealthy thinking understands fear keeps people stuck in the same cycle. So wealthy women think about retirement, long term investments, legacy ownership, and future generations because wealthy thinking is not just about today, it's about building a future that feels safe, peaceful, and financially secure. At the end of the day, wealth is not only built with money, it's built with discipline, vision, healing, and intentional thinking. And the moment you stop thinking only about survival, you begin building something greater than income. You begin building freedom. Subscribe for more content on peaceful wealth money mindset, passive income, and financial freedom for modern women. Soft life requires systems. Everybody wants the soft life, but very few people want the systems required to maintain it. Because the truth is, peace without structure eventually becomes chaos, and soft life without financial strategy eventually becomes stress. The women living calm, organized, financially stable lives are not simply lucky. They've built systems that protect their peace. And today we're talking about why the soft life is not about avoiding work. It's about creating systems that make life feel lighter. Let's clear something up immediately. Soft life does not mean doing nothing, avoiding responsibility, or spending recklessly. Real soft life is intentional. It's waking up without constant panic. It's having financial stability, emotional peace, healthy boundaries, and enough structure to avoid chaos. Because many women are exhausted not from working, but from constantly operating without systems. No financial systems, no routines, no boundaries, no organization, and eventually everything starts feeling heavy. Wealthy women understand something important. Systems reduce stress. That's why they automate as much as possible. They automate savings bills, investments, business systems, and income streams because every decision drains mental energy. And when your entire life depends on constant manual effort, burnout becomes inevitable. This is why automation matters. A faceless YouTube channel becomes a system. A digital product becomes a system. A school membership becomes recurring income. Systems create freedom because they continue working even when you rest. Many women want peace, but avoid structure. And unfortunately, that combination creates anxiety because peace requires preparation. Wealthy women budget, they plan ahead, they think long term, not because they're obsessed with money, but because they value stability. A budget is not punishment, it's protection, and financial organization creates emotional peace. When your finances are chaotic, your nervous system often becomes chaotic too. For years, many women were taught that exhaustion equals success, that suffering equals ambition, that being overwhelmed means you're working hard enough. But wealthy women think differently. They ask, how can I simplify this? How can I create leverage? How can I protect my energy? How can I build systems that support me? Because the goal is not constant survival, the goal is sustainability, and sustainable success always requires systems, not just motivation. Soft life also requires routines, not toxic perfection, not obsession, just supportive structure. Simple systems like budgeting, weekly meal planning, content scheduling, automatic savings, organized calendars, and daily routines. These small systems reduce decision fatigue. And when your life feels organized, your mind feels calmer too. Peace is often built through consistency, not chaos. One of the biggest mindset shifts wealthy women make is understanding this. Your life should not constantly feel like an emergency. You deserve systems that support you. You deserve recurring income, organized finances, healthy boundaries, automated support, and time to rest without guilt. That's why smart women build YouTube channels, digital businesses, automated income streams, and communities, not just for money, but for freedom. The soft life is not built through wishful thinking. It's built through systems repeated consistently over time. Systems protect your peace. Systems create stability. Systems reduce burnout. And ultimately, systems help women move from survival mode into peaceful wealth. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more content on peaceful wealth, soft life strategy, passive income, wealth, psychology, and financial freedom for modern women because peace is not laziness, it's strategy.